First reaction now to the Prime Minister's interview. The TMC has now officially reacted to the Prime Minister's interview to the News18 network. Riju Dutta, spokesperson of the TMC, has said, and I quote, Prime Minister should first come out with a white paper on why he is not paying Manrega money to Bengal, and only then should he speak about anything regarding Bengal. Of course, the Prime Minister referred to Bengal and to Mamata Banerjee specifically by saying that it suits her politics to move the law and order machinery in what he called the wrong direction, to play this whole polarization politics in Bengal because it suits the TMC's politics. Now the TMC has responded to that by saying that, and they'd made an issue of this through the campaign as well, that Bengal is not getting all the monies that it is owed as far as the Manrega monies is concerned. So this is the TMC's first reaction in response to what the Prime Minister had to say about Mamata Banerjee. Aman is still with us. Can we play out Riju Dutta's bite and then we'll get to Aman for a quick word on this.
Pradhan Mantri Modi is been talking ill about the government of West Bengal. My question is, when our National General Secretary Shri Abhishek Banerjee has asked or I might say challenged Pradhan Mantri Modi to issue a white paper on what he has done for Bengal, or he should first explain why since 2021, after losing Bengal elections, the union government has not paid a single penny for Manrega, and they have even stopped the Awas Plus funds. So first Pradhan Mantri Modi, before talking ill about Bengal government, should come clean on these.
All right, Aman is still with us. Aman, this is the TMC's response. What did the Prime Minister say about Mamata Banerjee and this whole business of controlling the law and order machinery and moving it in a direction that he called a wrong direction?
Yes, Dakasi, I think the Prime Minister's reference very clear that, the machinery is being misused in West Bengal. He said when he spoke about that Bengal doesn't want another division. Bengal has already undergone one division. Bengal doesn't want another division. I think he's referring to this politics of Mamata Banerjee, which the PM tried to allude to, is that driven on communal lines, and that is what has happened, leading to women atrocities, be it in Sandesh Khali or be it the other crimes which are happening in West Bengal, which the BJP has been very stoutly raising there, that the law and order machinery is being misused to benefit the party. We have seen that in post-poll violence last time, and we have seen it now in Sandesh Khali, where the main accused, was on the run for so many days till he was finally nabbed after the court went after the West Bengal government. So in a way, the Prime Minister is hinting at that. The Prime Minister also saying that this is also the reason why the BJP's popularity in West Bengal is rising. In the last elections, we rose from 3 seats to 80 seats, and though many people said, we had been defeated, but he said this was also a big victory for BJP to rise in Bengal in such a manner. And in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections, the BJP is very confident of increasing further from the 18 Lok Sabha seats that they have. And he said the people's vote to the BJP will be a stamp on the BJP's politics in West Bengal, and it will be a vote against what Mamata Banerjee is doing in West Bengal, which is state-sponsored violence which is happening there and which is really causing lot of problems to the common people who are tilting now towards the BJP.
There are of course electoral reasons, Rahul Shivshankar, why the BJP is so gung-ho about Bengal and why they want to be in a position to be able to form a government there in Bengal. There's also ideological reasons. It's the land of Vivekananda. I mean, there's a famous slogan about what Bengal thinks today, the country thinks tomorrow. Bengal has had this sort of intellectual heft, if you will, which the BJP wants to capture, whether you like it or not. I mean, it is electoral purposes, definitely, that's on the forefront, no doubt about it. But more than that, ideologically, which is why they're so desperate about wanting to come to power in Bengal.
Yeah, I mean, that's true of pretty much the rest of the country. I think the BJP is an ideologically it's an ideological party which wants to come out and project a larger view of Hindu civilization and identity and sort of hark back to that to create a different identity for our country around the term Bharat, and sees itself as perhaps the champion of that third pole. It always says that, look, we've tried out the Western model, there's a cynic model, and now there's going to be the Bharatiya model, which is founded really on Hindu civilizational ethos, which at some level or the other has been papered over by a sort of postmodernism of Mr. Nehru. So that's really where that ideological sort of tension comes in. But, on this case of Manrega, which is an interesting response from Riju Dutta.
PMC, yeah.
Well, look, it's been cutting both ways on the election, at the hustings, because the TMC has been saying, and it's been making a big song and dance about the fact that roughly 7,000, I think, crores of the MNREGA fund has not been released by the center to the state. When you ask the center, they say, well, there's a fake job card issue, that we don't know if the real beneficiaries are getting it or if faked job cards are being used. Now, it was interesting because the government's own website data, and this came out in an RTI, suggested that about 98.8% of the job cards were actually genuine. So there is this tension between the center and the state on this, and this is sort of becoming, this payout is becoming a bargaining chip, if you will, a sort of electoral bargaining chip, if you will, between these two parties. But that doesn't somehow explain. I think it was an intelligent attempt to sort of change the goalposts there. Fundamentally, look, there are corruption allegations that have been made and held up in court, unfortunately, against the Bengal government. So there are problems. There was that whole cut money issue, which actually the Chief Minister, Ms. Mamata Banerjee, before 2021 assembly elections admitted to. And many people think that that is really what helped galvanize support for her, because people said at least she is contrite and has expressed regret. So, look, there is corruption at the state level there. You have had ministers from the TMC who have been held up as corrupt, and the party itself has sort of taken great pains to distance itself from them, and those charges haven't sort of withered away.
But Manrega itself has become a contentious sort of point between the centre and the states, and not just between Bengal and the centre. Yeah. It's happened at other state levels as well.
Yes.
But Shekhar here, I want to come back to the moot point about what is at stake in this election, and the Prime Minister has made that very clear. He's outlined that, look, this is a national election. It's an election to choose the Prime Minister. The opposition, on the other hand, is saying that this is about democracy and about saving institutions, that if Mr. Modi and the BJP were to win a third term, then India as a democracy as we know it will cease to exist.
Zaka, the Prime Minister is very clear that he has gone to this election with what his government has tried to do in the last 10 years, between 2014 and 2019 and 2019 and 24. A law foundation has been laid for some big changes, for better growth in the coming year. And the whole thing is about continuation of these policies, so that people actually begin to see the dividend on the ground. And it is not that he has been speaking only about certain ideological issues. He has been speaking about his own government's achievements. When he mentions about 4 crore houses being built, or the Jal Jeevan Mission, or other schemes, or women self-help groups being empowered with lot of funds, with lot of new schemes. This is an election where the Prime Minister has gone with a report card. Now, unfortunately, a lot of opposition attack is not on the report card. It is on the larger issue of what they say, the constitution is in danger, there are a lot more problems, things are on a backslide, and things like that. But on specifics, I haven't seen very specific attacks from the opposition. It's rather a broad side that Modi should go, Modi or no Modi. That kind of narrative has been sought. Here the Prime Minister is explaining, look, I am going to the people with what I have done, what I have achieved. And I am looking forward to do so many things, because he has talked of Viksit Bharat. He has talked of big growth ideas. And he has also spoken of first 100 days. And people have been speculating about what will be those big decisions. What will be those decisions that will bring about big systemic changes in terms for growth